Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the QZ Show. I'm your host, Quinn Peplo, alongside with NFL analyst Mikey Vilpintesta and NFL
Oh,
analyst
not
Mateo
Matilda Zavala
Zavala.
first, but I don't
Uh,
care. Like,
I brought you up. I gave you some
yeah, I know.
recognition.
Throwing
But
shade.
yeah, today we'll be going over our week um,
13 picks.
13 picks. Last week was a good week, 10 and 5. I think this week's going to be pretty easy. Let's go right at it. Cowboys at the Saints, Mateo. Thursday nighter. Who you got?
Taysom Hill starting, but he's gonna be injured. He's still playing through an injury.
Yeah.
Cowboys are looking to bounce back, especially at their home field.
Well, that's the Saints home field.
Saints home field. Sorry,
Yeah.
but after a sad past 2-game losses, hopefully the rest make better plays. Dallas is a top 5 offense in the league, even though they might miss Zeke, but this team's going to perform out of their minds. Underrated defense. They're going to lock down the Saints if Kamara doesn't play for sure. I have Dallas winning this.
It's very interesting that Taysom Hill's starting, but I mean, I guess they need to switch quarterbacks because they're struggling. They've lost 4 in a row. They were a playoff team and they're not. I think this game's going to be close, though. I mean, I think it's going to be close because I believe the Cowboys will still struggle in this game. Amari Cooper is coming back. Mike McCarthy is out because of COVID. So this team could be a little bit better without McCarthy coaching. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I think the Cowboys are still going to kind of have their offensive struggles. I think their defense is going to shut down Taysom Hill and the Saints, depending on if Kamara plays. I don't think he's going to play. They don't have much offensive firepower, too. It's going to be Taysom Hill. They're going to rely on him to run the ball himself and to pass the ball. Mark Ingram, I think he's going to play this game, but I think it's going to be close. I got Cowboys in this one, though. All right, next game, we have the Cardinals at the Bears.
Yeah, I'm just going to say right now, if Hopkins and Murray are both back, Chicago's screwed.
If they're both back. Every week they delay it even more.
But they delayed it because they had a bye last week and they're coming back from the bye. I feel like the Cardinals are going to come out of their minds and destroy the Bears.
Yeah.
To be honest, because this
Bears offense.
Better offense.
Yeah.
Better defense too. Chicago still has a strong defense, but if this team's fully back and fully healthy, Chicago's going to not stand a chance.
Yeah. Khalil Mack, he's out for the season, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's out for the year.
I mean, Chicago does have a good defense. We know that. But this Cardinals offense is too loaded. We've seen them with Colt McCoy as the starting quarterback win 2 games with Colt McCoy as the starting quarterback. And Dalton, he's pretty inconsistent. He's way overwashed. I mean, he was pretty washed when he was a backup on the Cowboys. This year, he's been not as great. I mean, the Bears just don't have the offensive playmakers this season. I think this Cardinals defense is going to shut the Bears down.
Top 5 defense in the league.
They have better coaching too. Matt Nagy, he's losing the locker room as we know it. Good for him for getting the win last week, but the season is still a lost season for the Bears. They're going to continue to lose games. Cardinals, number 1 seed right now in the NFC. I think they're going to steamroll them at Chicago. I have Arizona winning. Eagles at the Jets.
Jets, dude. Zach, I was answering. I was just waiting if you were going to say something.
Yeah.
First. But okay. The Jets, dude, are god awful. Absolutely horrible on the offense side of the ball. Philly is a very underrated defense, but they're like a top 15 defense in the league, top half. They do what needs to be done. Zach Wilson cannot throw the ball to his team. He throws the ball more to the other team rather than his team. And Jalen Hurts will play.
I have a comment, though. Let's say Joe Flacco was starting this game. Do you think the Jets would win if Joe Flacco was starting this game?
No.
No. I can continue with your rant. I'm sorry.
Because Joe Flacco, if Zach Wilson gets hurt, it has to be like the first quarter for Joe Flacco to even come in and change the game.
Yeah.
Because this team's already going to be up by a lot by the time it gets to that point. Jets defense is absolutely horrible. They're first in the best rush offense in the league. right now with 157.9 yards per game of the Eagles, and I have the Eagles winning this because of a horrible Jets team.
I agree. I have the Eagles winning as well. Jalen Hurts is questionable with an ankle injury, but I think he'll still play. I think he's still going to run the ball himself like they normally do. They're going to use that running back by committee with Sanders and whoever they have else in the backfield, Jordan Howard, if he's playing, and their other backup running back. Their defense is very underrated, like you said. And the Jets, they suck. They suck, especially against teams that are just as bad as them or like have a couple more wins. The Jets can only upset teams that are like playoff teams, except the Texans. I would, however, pick the Jets to win if Flacco was starting or Mike White. But Zach Wilson is terrible. Him and Trevor Lawrence are like tied for like quarterback busts for this season, like rookie busts for this season. But I mean, they still have, plenty of seasons to show us that they're not busts. Yeah. But this is easily Eagles in this one. Colts at the Texans.
The Colts have been red stinking hot right now. Carson
Wentz, they lost last week, but
by a few points.
Yeah.
They almost got it. They almost came back and won. If John Taylor gets all the rushes against almost the second to worst rushing defense in the league, that's going to be a game. Jonathan Taylor's been playing out of his mind. Houston's not going to stand a chance against this defense, man. Like, we don't even know who's the starter running back. They're the worst rushing team in the league. And running back by committee with David Johnson and Rex Burkhead. Like, okay. But Brandon Cook's not going to do much. Tyrod Taylor, inconsistent this year. Since he's being back from his injury. Yeah. I just want to say Colts in the bag.
I agree. Tyrod Taylor has been inconsistent this season. Those first two games, he played awesome. And then obviously he went back to Tyrod Taylor. He's shown that he's an actual backup quarterback. And he sucked. He flat out sucked against the Dolphins. He got lucky against the Titans. And he lost against the Jets. He's going to get steamrolled against this defense as well. They just don't have the playmakers except Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks has been declining in his receiving yards and catches because the offense, I mean, for defenses, they could figure out the Texans. They don't have much playmakers. The Colts. It was surprising that Jonathan Taylor wasn't that explosive against the Bucs. But, I mean, the Bucs do have the number one rush defense. They did put up a lot of points against Tampa Bay. They almost upsetted them as well. But the Colts, they're fighting for this playoff spot, and they need this win. Texans, it's a lost season. Colts are going to steamroll them. They have the way better roster and coaching. Colts easy. Chargers at the Bengals.
This is going to be a very, very good game.
Yeah.
Both teams have high-powered offenses and decent defenses. But Joe Mixon has been playing very, very, very well these past 2 weeks. Has 2 touchdowns in the last 4 games or 3 or 4 games. And the Chargers are one of the worst rush defense in the league. So Joe Mixon's be running all over them, and it's gonna be head to head. It's gonna be a very close game. But sorry to say this, sorry Mike, sorry Joe Burrow, but I have Chargers winning this.
Wow.
Because Chargers offense, I feel is gonna perform a lot better than the Bengals. Because Joe Burrow, I think, is second in picks right now, or leads the league in picks.
He's close. He's up there.
Very close, and this Chargers secondary is very, very good at messing with the quarterback and not allowing them many yards. So I feel like the Chargers, Austin Eckler, Justin Herbert will win this game.
Once you look at the offensive roster for the Chargers and Bengals, I think the Chargers have a much better offensive roster. It's not even close. Maybe a better defense as well. But the Chargers are too inconsistent this season. I think they're more inconsistent than the Bengals this season. Chargers, I'm surprised they got swept. They got steamrolled by the Broncos. Wasn't even close. They lost a couple close games, the Pats and Vikings. They have more losses than the Bengals this season. I mean, the Bengals also got upsetted as well. But I think the Chargers are just more inconsistent. They're on the road, too, against Joe Burrow. I think this game's going to be filled, too. Like you said, Chargers have a bad rush defense. I think Joe Mixon, he's been playing a lot better these couple of weeks, getting 100+ rushing yards. And I think they're going to run all over the Chargers defense. I don't think it's going to be a pass-heavy game for Joe Burrow. That's why I have the Bengals actually winning. And I'll actually be at the game. I might have a vlog, but I'll be at the game watching it. So I got Bengals in this one.
If you see Quentin there, take a picture with him.
Yeah.
Give him a nice.
No autographs. I'm kidding. I'll do that. I'll do autographs.
Yeah, make sure to check him out.
Yeah. All right. Bengals at the Falcons.
Bengals at the Falcons, Quinn. I mean, Buccaneers at the Falcons.
My bad. Bucks at the Falcons. Yeah.
Falcons. I'm just gonna bring it down to it. Falcons they're still in the the NFL playoff race.
You're right.
This team is so inconsistent. This defense is god awful.
And the offense too.
The offense is god awful. The only positive thing is surprising things. Cordell Patterson, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
The Bucs offense is gonna go crazy. They need to go get a nice shutdown win against their opponent. Their same division.
Yeah.
Same division, and I feel like Cordell Patterson is gonna get locked down by the Bucs defense.
Oh, he will for sure. So will Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts has been playing okay. He's been playing very inconsistent. Matt Ryan, he's been declining these past 3 weeks. His passer rating, his passer rating's gone down way down. It's not even like 100, not even like a 95 passer rating these past 3 weeks. He's been throwing picks, turning the ball over. They've just been flat out punting and not scoring. Cordell Patterson is a huge shock this season, but he is their best offensive weapon they have because Russell Gage is inconsistent this year as well, and Calvin Ridley, out. And last time the Bucs played them, they steamrolled them 48-25 this season. Last couple of seasons, they did the same. I expect the same result. I have Buccaneers steamrolling the Falcons at Atlanta. Giants at the Dolphins.
Dolphins have been playing very, very well the past few weeks. Giants, not so great.
Yeah.
Because anywhere can get into the
They
point.
suck.
Yes, they suck. And Miami hasn't been playing half bad. Tua hasn't been playing half bad at all. And Daniel Jones is not playing, but hold on. Let's get some peace and quiet here. And get Mike Lennon the QB1 rep.
Oh my God. That's right.
Mike Lennon.
That guy.
So if you have Saquon, I'm sorry, I'm bringing some fantasy. If you have Saquon in your fantasy league, he's going to get a lot of touches. But okay, don't fantasy.
Yeah.
But the Miami Dolphins offense is starting to work together, starting to use their talents. Tua needs to start throwing to Gesicki, Gaskin, and Waddle. And that's it for them to win games. That's all I really need to do to win games. Defense, underrated as well. Top 10 defense in the league. And they're not locked down. They're not locked down the Giants receiving core. Receiving core hasn't done nothing, especially with the GOAT, Mike Lennon.
And
Dolphins winning this.
Kenny Galladay has done nothing this season.
Yes.
I do agree with their offense has been coming a lot together. They've been using Gaskins a lot more in the rushing game, which you and I were very mad about because we have him for fantasy. But it's not just the offensive game. It's the defense, the special teams. They're playing for Brian Flores because he was probably going to get fired because they were 1-7. And that's a huge shock. They should have been another playoff team. They still have a chance. I don't think they're going to make it. But this is a winnable game that could win against the Giants. Giants are god-awful, like we said. They did get a lucky win against the Eagles last week, only because their defense stepped up and Jalen Hurts and that offense they turned the ball over way too many times. I do feel, however, the Giants offense will perform better with Mike Lennon under center, and I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a much closer game with Mike Lennon because Daniel Jones is he's out of it. He's a turnover machine, punt machine. I don't think he's the Giants guy in the future. So I think it's a good decision to have a good change of quarterback, but I think the Dolphins are going to beat them. They're at Miami as well. So Dolphins winning this. Vikings at the Lions.
Detroit, I give them credit, man. They're a hard fighting team. They fight.
I don't know anymore though, but
They fight hard for Dan Campbell. I give them so much credit for that, but they don't have their star player DeAndre Swift. But Jamal Williams will be able to fulfill that role, and it's not going to be the Detroit's game. Vikings, even though they're missing Dalvin Cook, they have Dalvin Cook reincarnated Alexander Madison, who pretty much looks like Dalvin Cook in the field.
Yeah.
When playing, used like Dalvin Cook. So the offense is not excuse me. Offense is not really going to change. Defense has been playing very inconsistent. Offense very inconsistent, but Jared Goff's going to be back. Jared Goff's back. Jared Goff's absolutely horrible. And Kirk Cousins is going to go have a good game. I have Vikings winning this.
Yeah. I agree. Lions, they have not won a game in the past 11 games. Obviously, this season, they have 10 wins and a tie. Like you said, Dalvin Cook is out. I think their backup is just as good. Kirk Cousins, this is a must-win game for the Vikings, and that offense and team needs to show up in order to still have a playoff chance because they're in the hunt right now. Washington's ahead of them. Good for Washington. Lions, I think they're quitting on Dan Campbell in the season. But I do think they'll get a win eventually. It's just not this game. And I know they're at Detroit, but I still think they're going to get steamrolled because I think they're going to quit on the Vikings early on in this game, and they're going to get blown out. Huge prediction. They're going to get blown out. It's going to be like 45-10. It's going to be bad. That's my bold prediction. Vikings win. All right, Jags at the Rams.
And I don't know if this is even a question, Quinn. Jacksonville is horrible. Detroit's on a 3-game – not Detroit, sorry.
The Rams.
The Rams are on a 3-game losing streak here, but they're going to need a bounce back. And any team in the league besides the Lions to bounce back on, this is the team. Jacksonville, not good. Not good at all. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is not good so far this season, but Darrell Henderson might be out. So if you're a Sony Michel owner in your fantasy, it'd be a solid pickup. Defense is going to bounce back. Offense is going to bounce back. I have Rams easy.
The Jags have been playing some tough games. They beat the Bills this season. They had a tough game against the Colts. It almost upsetted them. But the Rams, they're going to end this losing streak. It's at LA. They're versing the Jags. Last time they had a win, it was against the Texans, and they blew them out. It's 38-0. Benched all their, didn't even try at the end. Benched a couple of their starters, and, they gave up those 22 points because they just didn't care anymore because they won. But it's going to be the same result in this game. Jags are absolutely horrible. Trevor Lawrence, this has been a failure season for him. He's been struggling because this roster is the worst roster still in the league. Robinson's questionable. He'll play, but he's a little banged up. I think this offense is going to bounce back. This team's going to bounce back. They need this win to get ahead of the Niners in their NFC division and the playoffs. So I have the Rams winning this. Washington at the Raiders.
The Raiders, as you always like to say.
Yeah.
And Washington hasn't been playing half bad the past few weeks. They've been upsetting, man. I think they're on a 3-game win streak right now.
They are. Yeah.
Washington, let's go to the Raiders. Raiders came back off a nice win. And Washington has beat 3 solid teams. They beat Russell Wilson in the nice clutch pick interception. They beat the Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
And they beat the Carolina Panthers. So I have Washington winning this because Carr, I don't think is going to perform well against this defense. The front seven is still very good. They're going to lock down the run game, and it's going to make Carr throw the ball a little bit more. And Waller's not going to be playing, so there's not really anyone much to throw to besides Hunter Renfrow. And Gibson is going to get majority of the touches. So you might see a big game out of Gibson this week because the Raiders aren't really good against the rush.
Yeah. I agree. I think Washington will upset the Raiders. Raiders are favored, I think. Washington on a 3-game win streak. And they're in the playoffs right now, which is a shock. Raiders, they're trying to get in the playoffs, but I said they struggle in December and November. And now November's over, it's December, and I think they're going to continue to struggle. Derek Carr struggles in the winter, and he's been turning the ball over at least once the last 5 games. And they lost. They did win last week, but if you look at their schedule, their last 3 games before that, they lost to the Bengals 32-13. They lost to the Giants 23-16, and they got steamrolled by the Chiefs, the struggling Chiefs. I don't think the Raiders are going to win this because I think they're going to choke. Like I said, it's the winter, and I think Washington is a better football team right now. So I have Washington. Ravens at the Steelers.
I have to say both quarterbacks have been playing so well. Lamar Jackson threw, I think, a career worst 4 interceptions in a game.
Tied, yeah.
Tied for a career worst. And Big Ben has been playing well. His last game was probably one of the worst games we've ever seen from Big Ben.
No, I've seen worse, but I mean, it was pretty bad.
From a Steelers fan, yeah. And this Steelers defense hasn't been performing that well these past couple of weeks. And the team's not, like, according to statistics wise, they're not even a top 10 team in defense right now. Yeah. Baltimore, which they have been top 10 team in defense, and they're a top rushing team, top passing game. They're not a top passing game, but they're working on passing the ball more, and they have the weapons to do so. Marquise Brown's been playing good. Bateman's been playing good. Mark Andrews been playing good. I have Baltimore winning this because their defense it's going to be their defense taking over.
I agree. Their defense has been really good. They've allowed 22 or less points in the past 3 games. They shut down the Browns, which are a really good roster, good Browns roster. And the Steelers have not been performing well. They're choking. They almost lost to Chicago. That was a lucky win. And then they got blown out by the Bengals. Their offense is terrible. I mean, their playmakers, they just don't make plays anymore. Roethlisberger has bad decisions. He's trying to get the ball really quick out, and he keeps turning the ball over. Like you said, the Ravens have a better ranked defense and offense. They're 3rd in total yards in offense. Lamar Jackson just had a fluke turnover game. So in this game, I don't expect much turnovers, but I expect a lot of clock being killed. I think it's going to be a close game, but I have the Ravens in this because they're just the better team and they're well coached. Niners at Seattle.
Seattle, man, has been playing well with Russell Wilson. 49ers have been pretty dang good right now. Even though they're missing Deebo Samuel, I feel like Brandon Ayuk, Gary Jennings, and George Kittle will step up. Elijah Mitchell has been playing pretty dang good for a 7th-round pick. And this Seattle defense has not been playing good. They're not good. Yeah. This San Francisco defense has been playing very solid. They're like a top 10 team in passing yards allowed, and Seattle cannot win without their passing game. So if the Niners lock down the passing game, they will win this game without a doubt. I have Niners winning this.
And the Niners are really healthy too. I think they're about fully healthy, except Deebo Samuel. They have Kittle back. Garoppolo has had above 100 passer rating in the last 3 games, maybe 4. Could be wrong. It could be 4, but I know for sure he's had above 100 passer rating in the past 3 games. Their running game's doing awesome. They're fighting for that playoff spot. They have a playoff spot right now. And the Seahawks, they were fighting their tail off for that Washington game, but they struggled. They struggled hard. They actually should have. Wilson in that offense should have scored way more points against Washington, but they didn't. I think his mind is not in the right place right now. Washington or Seattle, they're quitting on their season. I think Wilson's going to struggle in this game, and I have the Niners winning this. That defense is going to force turnovers. Broncos at the Chiefs.
Chiefs have finally stepped up their game. Denver needs a bounce back. Needs to get their offense to play good against this Chiefs defense because Broncos offense is very inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get out of them. Mahomes has been playing very solid these past few weeks, and they need to rely more on Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy to win this game.
Yeah.
Sorry about Dion. Yeah. And the
Very
Chiefs
good.
defense is not good at all. This defense is going to get, hopefully, they get cracked down by Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
And I have, sadly for the Broncos, I have the Chiefs winning this game without a doubt because their amazing offense is going to lock down, is going to play phenomenal against this Denver defense.
I agree. The Chiefs have started to. They have 4 wins in a row. They're getting the rhythm back together. I don't think I think the Broncos are overrated right now. They have a bunch of lucky wins on the roster. However, they do have a good stacked offensive personnel, except the quarterback position. I think the Chiefs are going to make more plays at the end of the day because they have those speedster, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. They always play a hard-fought game, though, against the Broncos. It's always close. But this is at Kansas City.
The Loud Stadium.
Yeah, and I think it's they have better coaching and they just have the better team. Despite the Broncos having a better defense, I think the Chiefs offense is going to light it up. So I have Chiefs. Patriots at the Bills.
This is a nice game to end the week. This is gonna be a very, very good game. Dude, these Patriots, man, have been playing phenomenal. Mac Jones has been playing the role that he needs to do to get them their wins. This defense has been playing phenomenal, playing like a top defense in the league, best secondary. Freaking, sorry for my language. J.C. Jackson was playing like a stud. I have Bills came off a nice win, top 5 defense, top 5 offense. I have New England winning this.
I think New England is plus 13 on a turnover differential, which the best in the NFL. Like I've been saying the past couple of weeks, they're going to kill clock like they do and rely on that defense to force turnovers. Josh Allen and the Bills have been playing very inconsistent. They've struggled against teams. They rely on Josh Allen to pass and run the ball himself. I think Bill Belichick's going to have a good game plan, and Josh Allen's going to force the ball in some tight windows and throw some picks. This game might be close. It might be a blowout, but I have the Patriots winning this. Patriots might blow them out because they've been scoring. I think they've averaged about 30-plus points per game this season.
Yes.
And I could see them still put up 30-plus points against the Bills because the Bills are not at the top tier right now. They're in a slump.
And they lost Tre'Davious White, which is a big hit to the team.
I mean, they got a big win against the Saints, but they also got destroyed by a mediocre Colts team, in my opinion, with the Jonathan Taylor star, and they lost to the Jags. So I can't erase that. I have the Patriots winning this.
And that's going to be it for tonight's show for the night. Don't forget to see Quinn. Quinn's going to be, if you're in Cincinnati, don't forget to see Quinn. NFL players, if you're watching this, take a picture with Quinn. Quinn would love to talk to you. Quinn,
or fans.
Quinn, give us a few clips. Post when you're there.
I will vlog.
And don't forget to be part of our giveaway of the QZ Mr. Pittman package. You get the Pittman signed ball and Mr. Pittman shirt. To enter that, just like, comment, and subscribe, and send us a photo of all of those on our Instagram. And that'll be it for the show tonight.